Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Testimony Thursdays. I'm your host, Dr. Jazz, child of God, physical therapist, author, mentor, all of the above. And today, y'all, we have a dynamic guest. Like when y'all meet her, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a really, really good episode. But y'all know how we do. We're going to start with our scripture first. And I think this scripture fits our guest perfectly. I'm hoping it does, if I remember correctly, but we'll see. So this is from Psalms 98:4. So it says, shout to the Lord, all the earth, break out in praise and sing for joy. All
Mm.
right. All right now.
I like what you did
You like
there.
what I did there? I was
I
like, look at me, I remember. Okay. So y'all, we have our guest today, Dr. Symphony Keys. If
Yes.
you know what I mean? If you're making that connection, Dr. Symphony Keys. And she is just an amazing person, y'all. A woman of God, a wife, a mother, a business owner, like all the above. She is awesome. And I'm so thankful that she took the time out to join us on Testimony Thursdays. So, Dr. Symphony, can you let's yes, I'm gonna have you introduce yourself first, and then we're gonna break out into a little icebreaker.
Okay, I like it. I will do that. Okay, guys, I am Dr. Symphony Keys. I met Dr. Jasmine, and when she was in PT school, physical therapy school, and I was in OT school. Like she mentioned, I'm a mother of three and a happy wife to my husband, who is the singer, and why I got my last name. So yes, I've been an OT since 2021, and now I am a business owner. So yes.
Symphony, oh my goodness, thank you for sharing. And thinking about, speaking on singing, I do want to break out in a little karaoke segment.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay, let's see what
give
you
me
got.
give me something, give me a song that's on your heart. Give me a gospel song that's on your heart. A little quick,
Mm.
one, two.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
been listening to Auntie Cece.
You've been listening to who?
Auntie Cece. She's coming to
Oh,
Hawaii
really?
actually in October. So I've like
Oh,
been,
really? You should
yeah,
go.
I'm
She came
definitely
to
going.
Fort Myers, but I was out of town, but I had tickets, so I had to give my tickets away. But
Oh,
yes,
that's somebody.
indeed.
Wow.
You got to start us off so I can catch on.
Okay, let me sing what I've been singing earlier this morning. Let me get the lyrics because I be nervous. Okay.
By the way, I'm not a good singer,
Well,
but it's karaoke, so it's okay.
bring a joyful noise unto the
Okay,
Lord.
you're right.
My pastor said, if it's joyful, it's okay. I said, you sure? Because I'm not a singer either. Okay.
Okay, listen.
You're worthy of it all.
Mhm. There you go.
You're worthy of it all.
Mhm. Mm-mm.
For from you are
Oh,
things, into
and thank you for
all
our
things.
things.
You
You
deserve
deserve
the glory.
glory. Yeah, go
That's what
ahead.
I got. That's what I got. Can't get no more. I can't get no. Once you get it, you gotta know when to cut it off. That's the thing. That's the
I
thing.
love
Sorry,
it. That's good.
you gotta cut it when you're good. But it's your name for me. Like, oh my gosh. Tell us about that. Tell us about that. Like, how did you get Symphony as your name?
Okay, so my aunt is she wanted to do the honors of naming all of her nieces and nephews. And so she used to, believe it or not, she used to love Marvin Gaye. And Marvin Gaye has this song called Symphony. And that's how I got my name. And
I
she's
love
Gaye.
that.
Sym-
Oh my gosh. See,
She's only known as Symphony. Yeah,
uh-oh.
we doing karaoke. Ah. Melody. Okay, that's enough.
I love that. You said you can't sing, and I heard it. I heard the singing. See? Oh my gosh. But girl, okay, tell me everything. Like, tell me after you graduated, what
Mhm.
was the career options you went into? And then how did you get the idea to start your own business?
Okay, so when I was okay, we were in Virginia, was at Shenandoah. Like, I did not think I was gonna be moving as fast as I moved, but as soon as we graduated, we were in transition to move to Florida, right? And while I was at Shenandoah, my whole career path was going to be pediatrics. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a pediatric OT. You couldn't tell me nothing different. But then when I moved to Florida, Naples, Florida, okay, this is where the retirees retire. So trying to find a pediatric facility was like very hard. Like, and then I did find one. Okay. And I applied. They wanted to hire me, but then they made me sign, they wanted you to sign a non-compete. And I was like, I don't want to risk that being in small little Naples where y'all are pretty much the only pediatric. What if another pediatric place open up, or if I want to open up my own pediatric place, then I wouldn't be able to leave. And so I just said, oh, well, Lord, I guess pediatrics is done for me for now. And so I started doing home health with the geriatric population. Whoop, whoop. And then I started, home health was a bit different for me because as a first time OT, and I'm an extrovert, it was very hard because I'm like, who do I talk to? I'm still learning. Like, I don't feel like I know enough to be out here doing it on my own. But so I did that for a few months, and then I ended up going into acute care, which was quite a bit of learning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So did acute care for 2.5 years. And while at acute care, I was starting to plan. I'm like, this is, Lord, I don't know if this is for me either. Because being in acute care it could be very anxiety inducing, right? Because you are working with individuals who are in a very vulnerable state and whose health can be changed by me just doing some type of some type of OT work on them, right? And so I used to be all up in the ICU, like, oh Lord, let me make sure the cord's right. Let me make sure I put them back on their breathing machine. Let me wait, baby, don't touch no line and blood be splatting. That's how I was working in acute care. I said, Lord, this this may not be the best environment for my mental health. So Lord, open up the door. And so literally I started having people inquire OT from me, right? I had people come to me and they were like, okay, Symphony, I really need help with my child um who's struggling with, auditory processing, or uh struggling with sensory integration and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? Maybe I should just start me a little side job. And so I did. I started picking up patients. I was even both adults and pediatrics, because although I didn't quite enjoy being in an acute care setting, I still enjoy working with geriatric population, right? It just looked different. And so I started picking up clients, and then by the time the end of the year, it was time for me to kind of pull away and start fully. And so here I am starting my own private company called Motif Therapy. And I still see both geriatric and pediatric patients. So it's been great.
What a testimony. I love that. Oh my goodness. And that's so funny that you talk about acute care like that and how it really is like anxiety inducing. Like you'd be like, what's going on? Like for me, I've never worked in acute care, but I did like a internship when I was in school, and we worked there like on the weekends. I had to shadow on weekends and stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But I did inpatient rehab, like
Mhm.
and when I was finishing up my clinical and inpatient rehab, there was this one patient I was working with, and I was like checking her O2 sats. And every time she stood up, it dropped to like the 70s, and she had on an oxygen tank. So I was like, why
Mm.
does your O2 keep dropping? Like maybe we need to like increase the oxygen. Girl, I did not have that tank on. The tank was not turned on. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was one of those things where it's like you have to like push a button or something, and every time she breathes, the oxygen like shoots up. But
Yeah.
I was like, in my clinical, I was new and I didn't know what was going on. And I was like telling my CI, like, we gotta fix this. This lady is gonna pass out on me. But yeah, that's very interesting. So with your business, like how did you come up with the name? What EMR system do you use? And like, are you cash based or do you accept insurance?
Okay, great question. So I came up with the name Motif Therapy. Actually, it wasn't me. It was my husband who came up with the name because he was like, we have to keep our name going. He's a musician. He sings. My name is Symphony Keys. He was like, we got to find something that has like musical, but also have OT in it. And so him being putting on his music brain, so remember the word motif, which is like it's basically a whole bunch of small pieces that creates one big piece, right? And so like when you hear it, you can like say you hear like parts of a small piece, then you'll recognize the song just from based off of that small piece of music, right? And so we were like, wow, we taking these individuals like small deficits or whatever, and we trying to make it this big overall picture for them, right? And so he came up the name, he helped me come up with like um he helped me come up with all of it, girl. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause I was like, what is a motif? I said, I don't want it to be like I'm a music therapist. So we gotta make sure that this makes sense. And so we made it make sense. He helped me come up with like a vision and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, this is gonna work. And it's so easy to say. And then I had a friend, I was telling her the name, I was telling her my ideas. Her name is Ashley Erie, and she created me this logo that went perfectly with it. And so it just went on from there. And so now my private company, I do not accept insurance. I'm only cash based presently, but hopefully in the future that would change because there are people who I would love to be able to provide services for, you know. And so the one benefit that I do, although I don't take insurance, there's one thing in Florida, the state of Florida, that they offer to families who children are in like private schools or whose children are have unique abilities. They get a scholarship called the Step Up Scholarship, and with that scholarship, they're able to provide receive specialized services. So for those families who need a little extra help, but the only thing is they have to be like enrolled in a private school, or they have to have a unique abilities diagnoses. And so based off of that, then they could get specialized services, so specialized OT services from me. And so that's how I kind of help some of those families, which I mean, it's really been a blessing. It really has.
Oh, that is awesome. I never heard of that. That's really, really good. I feel like every state needs to have that.
Oh
And
yeah.
um, oh, what EMR system do you use?
Oh, I use Simple Practice currently.
Okay, that's what
I like Simple Practice.
that's what Dominique uses. That's what
Yeah.
he's telling me.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. So what are some unique abilities diagnosis? Like how do they qualify for that?
Like they'll have basically if a pediatrician or even like if I wrote up a letter and sent it to the pediatrician and a pediatrician approve it, then there's stuff like dyslexia or social anxiety or like sensory processing, visual deficits, ADHD, autism, all those, mm, diagnoses kind of fall within the scope of unique abilities.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. And also, oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, you and your husband are adorable. And I love how I'm always like paying attention, how people speak and the different words they use. And like when people say they're married, some people be like, yeah, I'm married. I've been married for like 10 years, blah, blah, blah. But to say I'm happily married is like that's a thing that I always be listening because I'm single and I'm like,
And we
ready
got
to
you a man, Dr. Jasmine. Man, where are you? Dr. Jasmine is free and available.
That's my thing. But I do want to know, okay, because I love how he supports you and like helps you with that vision and
Mhm.
just being able to create something bigger. Like that's so beautiful. How y'all meet?
Girl, how did we meet? Okay, here we go. So we met, his mom was my eighth grade after school English teacher. Yes. And so after school, like I was part of the like honors kids or whatever, and they used to give us these opportunities where we stay after school and do these like smart kid after school activity stuff, whatever. So his mom was one of those teachers, and his dad is a pastor. And so she was one of those who was not afraid to invite her kids to church. You need Jesus, come on, baby. And so I went to their church, and girl, I saw him over there on that piano and singing, and I said, "Who is that? He's gonna be my man one day." And bam, here we are. 18 years later, he is still my man.
Symphony, listen, because I've done that before and said that's my man. Clearly, the Lord said, "Yeah, keep thinking," because I'll be trying to do that. Wow, wow, wow.
You gotta go in prayer first. So I said, "This gonna be my man, Lord, make it happen."
Exactly,
The
because
Lord
that's
made
the
it happen,
problem.
baby.
Yeah, because then while I'm in the midst of it, I want to pray and be like, I know this ain't right, Lord, but you if you see it fit. And then after I say that, it's done. It's like there's no more communication.
Daughter, I have something better for you.
Yeah, he got somebody special for me. So that's okay. Maybe I need to, yeah, I got to start saying that's my man. He playing a piano. But yeah, if he playing the piano, then that's clearly, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so how many
Girl,
patients?
make sure he love Jesus, because then he'll
That's the
love
thing. Exactly. Because I'm like, if you don't cheat on Jesus, you're not gonna cheat on me.
you.
Like,
Right.
that's
Yes.
it. That's it. When you committed to the Lord, you're gonna be committed to me. So that's what I be trying to tell
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
But, now, what does a typical day look like for you? How many patients are you seeing?
So my current caseload, I have like 23 currently. Um, and so my day is really kind of crazy because I go to different schools, I go to daycares, and then I have my home-based office. So, like, say a Monday, I'll go to the daycare or whatever, and then I'll go see a few at my office, and then I have to go to a school. So I'm kind of like in between places. And then just like for my geriatric patients, I'll go to their home because more likely transportation may be a little hard for them, or even getting in the car to be transported could be a little hard. So it's just so much easier for me to just go directly to their home and provide them stuff within their home setting, which is what they're most familiar with. So day to day, girl, I'm all out in the streets. You hear me? Schools, daycare, homes, home office. I'm everywhere. Where you
I
need me, I shall go.
listen, that's good though. That's good because yeah, you're filling a gap of care that is needed. So that
Mhm.
is definitely wonderful. What would you say? Last question. What would well, second
You
to
can
last
ask me
question.
how many questions you want, honey.
What is the most challenging part of being a business owner?
Oh my gosh. So because I am a small private practice, that means it's currently just me, right? So I'm the one treating. Of course, we have to do our own documentation. Nobody can do that for us. I'm doing my own billing. I'm doing my own scheduling. So that part is the most challenging because I'm doing all of that on my own. This has been, I haven't even fully done a year, like a year of fully private practice. I've done like private practice on the side of me working for a company, but this is the first couple months where I'm doing it all on my own. So it's a lot different. And so because of that though, it comes with a lot of stressors. And so just trying to find balance and making sure my documentation is up to date, making sure I'm giving patients the best top care, and then still making sure I'm doing the business side of things, uh, billing services, um, keeping stuff together for your taxes, like trying to find a good CPA, all that kind of stuff. That's been probably the hardest part. And still on the side, I still got a husband who wants my attention. I still got 3 kids who want my attention. So just trying to find balance and all of that would probably be the highest stress.
Oh, Symphony. Yeah. that makes a lot of sense. But to whom much is given, much is required.
Tired, right.
And yes, you are doing a wonderful job balancing out everything. So I want to give you your flowers because you're helping so many people. And yeah, you just, being a wonderful person. Your light just shines so bright. And I'm so thankful that you agreed to be on my podcast. Like, oh my gosh, this was such a fun episode. We are gonna wrap up. I try to, keep it about 30 minutes. So I'm not taking up too much of people's times. And I gotta go to work soon today. Get that money. But
Wait, but I feel like I wanna know how it's like being a PT in Hawaii.
oh,
Hello?
I love it. See, and that's another thing. Like when you were talking about being an extrovert and going in people's home, like I feel like in Hawaii, it's like really, big on like family, like aloha. So I'll be walking in people's homes. Like, first of all, they're so like welcoming and stuff. Like I'll call somebody and be like, hey, like I'm on the way. They're like, just come on in. Like the door unlocked, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like I was seeing this one lady that never even shut her door. Like it was just wide open every time I would come. um, a lot of my patients always have something for me to eat or drink. And I'm like, y'all, please, y'all don't have to make me nothing like when I come see y'all and stuff. Or like when I leave, they're like, go in the refrigerator and get you something. I'm like, okay, thank you, auntie. Like everybody is an auntie or like an uncle out
Yeah.
here. Like that's like the yes ma'am, like yes sir
Mhm.
type
I
stuff like
see.
that. So I'm like, thank you, auntie. What y'all got in here today? But and then like with pediatrics, I do remote pediatrics, but I'm also about to I just met with this other lady. I was talking about this on a previous podcast that's on a different island, and she has her own pediatric physical therapy business.
Nice,
And kind of
nice.
like you, like it's only her, like she's trying to do all this stuff. And she does have admin that works for her like remotely. We gotta talk about that
Okay.
too, but like it's really, really good. Like they're on it, they help send out emails, help with like social media creation, like it's really, really good. But I'm going to start doing like PRN work with her and like fly
Mhm.
to a different island and like and a couple times out the month. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's a really cute clinic and she's wonderful. Another Christian Black lady and she's just awesome.
Love it.
So yeah, so that's what's been given for my job and my work. And yeah, I just love Hawaii. I love, waking up every day and seeing it's nice outside, being able to
Mhm.
go to the beach, like it's really chill, laid back. And yeah, I feel like that's the life I deserve. So
Yes, there you go. Now we
yeah,
get you a Hawaiian then.
that's listen,
Where's the aunties and the uncle? What are nephews?
where the nephews at? That's what I'm saying. And my thing, I mean, I would prefer tall
I got you.
or
Come on.
chocolate. I have a whole list because the Lord, you got to be specific. You have to be. My
Woo.
pastor said, one of my pastors said, you have to. We are specific with everything else we want in life. The job we want, the business we want. We go order food, no cheese, light mayo, this and that type of bread. You specific with everything else, but when it comes to your man, oh Lord, well just with me, this height, this and let your will be done. But you
Love
have
it.
not because you ask not.
Go. Mhm.
That's the thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna top off that topic. But
I
yes,
love
we gotta do a part two. We gotta do a part
We
two.
should. Let's do it. I'm
Yeah.
down.
We need to do me and Dominique was talking about we need to do like one with all of us, like
Do it.
you, L, like everybody. I forgot the other girl. Aaron. I haven't spoken to Aaron in a minute. Remember
Aaron,
Aaron?
Aaron who's live in DC.
Aaron who live in DC. Remember she's in
Yeah.
our yeah, she was in our when we did George, we had a little group chat.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, we have so much more to talk about. But every episode we ended on talking about a test that we went through that led to a testimony or a test that we are currently going through and we know it's going to lead to a testimony. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna have you
Mhm.
speak on that.
Okay. Let's wrap this thing up. Here it comes. So one of the things when I was in OT school, oh my gosh, when I was in OT school and I had a baby. Do you remember when I was pregnant and I had a newborn? Yes. So I went through a little bit of postpartum. Like I went through postpartum. And then not only that, we had COVID 2019. So I was fresh baby, 2-year-old baby, and then COVID. and I'm an extrovert. So, oh, and here comes one of them. Mommy's on a call, okay? I'll see you in a minute. Love you. Sorry about that. But anyways, during that time, I literally was going through postpartum depression and anxiety. And it was one of the scariest moments of my life because I'm like, what's going on? Why do I feel so tense about everything? Why am I living in fear? Because God has not given us a spirit of fear. Like, what is going on? And from that whole experience, I realized that I was not the only woman going through some challenges like that, right? And so I started to do like little women gatherings and like a forum, a seminar forum for women where they got to come on and talk about it. And I would have different mental health counselors come on and talk to us about it as we navigate through all these changes through being a woman and being a woman, a mom, or, anybody was really welcome. But doing that through the COVID-19, trying not to live in fear and stuff like that. And so it was so many different women who joined in. And from that, I had my capstone program created for my doctorate degree. And it turned out really, really well. And so my goal now is to like actually run that program for women. And so I don't know, the Lord really used that moment to challenge me, but he through that I built endurance and perseverance. And now because of that testimony, or that test, now it's my testimony where I can share with other women who are also maybe navigating through that. And so from that experience, I have met with a lot of women one-on-one and just kind of share my experience and how the Lord brought me through that, and how although I might have felt alone, he never left me. And so I'm grateful for that.
Gosh. Yes, and so many people need to hear that. So thank you for sharing. And your testimony, it definitely helped you build your character, like how you said, but now it's helping so many others. So it's like people, if you're going through a storm right now, one, you're going to get through it. And two, when you get through it, it is, your job to really share that so then you can help others too that's going through the same thing that you went through. So
Right.
thank you so much for sharing that and just inspiring people and doing something about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. I remember this one time, somebody asked me, like, what haven't you thanked God for? And I was thinking, like, for me, like, I've never thanked God for failing out of physical therapy school. Like, it was always like, Lord, get me through this. Like, help me get
Yeah.
through this, and that. And then once I got through it, it was like, oh, thank you, God, for letting me, like
Mhm.
finish PT school and becoming a PT. But I never thanked him for letting me fail because now it's like it birthed so many different things, like a book, speaking events, a podcast, like everything to uplift his name and give him all the glory.
Yeah.
And because for me, I was like, oh, like this happened, so then I can, help people and inspire people. But it's like really showing people God's love and his abundance. So that's it, Dr. Symphony.
Wow. Yes, that's so good. I love that. Thank him for the downfalls, for the test. Oh, that's good. I love that.
Girl. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
joining.
you.
We're definitely gonna do a part two. Safe
Yes.
travels to you and your family. I know y'all about to go, have a good time. So that's gonna be
Yes. Okay.
amazing. And yes, y'all, thank you for listening to another episode of Testimony Thursdays. I'm your host, Dr. Jazz. Follow me on Instagram, y'all, Dr. Jasmine Blocker, and then follow Testimony Thursdays on Instagram and TikTok as well, and YouTube. Subscribe. Dr. Symphony, can you tell them where to find you with your business?
Oh, you can find me. My website is motiftherapy.com. So you can go ahead and find me on there. I'm trying to be better like Dominique and do the social media. I'm working on it. The Lord's still working on me and my social media skills. So, but you can find my website, motiftherapy.com.
All right, I know that's right, y'all. See y'all next week. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr. Black.